I don't think that was great.
Hey guys, we've just reached Beaulieu. It's a car museum and we've got the disabled parking. I'll just pan around in a minute, show you the disabled parking. It looks quite close to the entrance, but let's take you on a vlog today.
So as you come into the entrance, just tell the guys in the high vis vest you need a blue badge space, and you literally follow the road all the way around past here. It's like a big loop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a big roundabout.
Past the main entrance, and it's just on the left hand side, and luckily it's all in the shade.
Yeah.
So really good. There are 1, 2, 3, 12 disabled spaces.
Yeah. So as you're coming down, guys, you can see just there, disabled parking. Round to the left, and I'm just gonna, so you don't get motion sickness. And if you can just see that structure just there, that's the entrance. So, but now walk up and have a look. There you go, see guys, literally about not even 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
As you enter reception, or the entrance, you can clearly see a line. We had pre-booked tickets with a time slot of 11 o'clock. There are no queues for people with pre-booked tickets. You just seem to join the line with other people who are buying tickets on the day. It was a little confusing.
So guys, just as a heads up for Beaulieu, if you need a mobility scooter, please book way in advance. We tried to get one, fortunately they're all booked out. They've only got a very limited number here.
There are no benches from reception down towards the Motor Museum or the Brabazon restaurant. This is very tiring and it's not ideal for anybody with limited mobility. Seats need to be provided, or at least some benches. There is ramped access into the Brabazon restaurant, which is clearly visible. There are power-assisted doors, and the restaurant is large with plenty of space to navigate around the tables. Some tables are even lowered. All service points are set at a suitable height for most users. The floor is smooth and level throughout. The area is well lit with natural and overhead lighting. Staff are happy to assist in carrying goods if they are asked. There is an accessible lavatory on the main restaurant level, as you can see. There is also an accessible lavatory on the lower level, which is accessed from outside the building. Both of these toilets do not require a key. So, Trev, what do you think about the food here?
You need a small mortgage to enjoy it. I'm disappointed, considering you pay a lot of money to get in. I don't mind normally supporting the cafes, but this is extortion. I wouldn't recommend it at all.
No, it's dry.
Try it.
It's really dry. It hasn't been toasted. There was no offer of toast in it. And it's claggy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Claggy and dry. To the left of the coffee shop, as you can see, this is where the second disabled toilet is located. It is up a little incline, so please be aware of this if you plan on using it. There is only one other disabled toilet on the site after this. To the right hand side, just by the bush, this is the first bench you will encounter after the long walk from reception. There is no other bench or seating available. To the left hand side, this is the second bench, but this is a little bit further than the first one.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding riding shotgun. The feeling we chase, I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause
There is a lowered information desk inside the National Motor Museum, which has stone flooring and is generally well lit. The museum has discrete hearing loops, and teams offer a range of tours, including a touch tour for customers with visual impairments.
So just going into the museum now. Gonna have a look around and see what it's like.
the feeling we chase, I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me catch.
Oh, my favourite.
Oh, Jim.
Now, I know a lot of people will agree with me here, but this has to be one of the best cars of all time. Ford Sierra Cosworth. When I was a little boy, that's all I wanted. One of these bad boys. Look at it. Beautiful. That's a thing of beauty. Right there.
He's not having one. I'm just getting it out there now. No.
Stunning.
Price new.
See? Oh, price new, sorry, 15,000. Back in the day, 280 horsepower. One of those would have been my ideal car when I was a lad. The most I managed to get was a Ford RS, Ford Escort RS Turbo, when I was just in my teens, late teens, cruising down Southend Seafront. Good old days. Oh, there is a smell of engine oil in the air. So I know a lot of car fans out there. This is probably, it's going to be a bit of a car heaven, especially if you like the old classics. Oh, hold on, missed that. The old Citroen C5. Sorry, not Citroen, Sinclair. Apologise for that, Sinclair C5. I remember them being on the telly.
I like the red one too.
Ford Capri. Again, when I was a boy in the 80s and 90s, a Capri would have been one of my favourite cars as well. Mark 1 Golf GTI. One of the best hot hatches of all time. Here's a bit of info. Brand new, back in the day, £5,700. I wonder what they go for now.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. The feeling we chase, I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. Feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna gonna drive, drive.
Look at these old peeps. How cars have changed over the 100 years. Now we're all driving around in electric cars. Which I never thought I'd see today.
I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive.
The museum itself, well presented so far. We've only gone around the first section. A lot of the old-timer cars. Can't beat some of the old classics, so I've seen a Mark 1 Golf GTI. And also, my favourite, obviously, the Sierra RS Cosworth. Looks like a Formula 1 section, so we're just going to keep on walking around and see what we see, guys. The guy's going to head into the Formula 1 section. You walk across a walkway, and as you can see down there, it's more of the museum. We've just gone around that first bit, which is more the old timers, but now we're going to go into Grand Prix greatest hits. And if you look at this display, it shows you Formula 1 cars from first, you know, how they've changed over the years. All the different helmets. Oh, look at this, guys. Ford Cosworth DFV engine. Again, another thing of beauty. Absolute beauty, that engine. And there is a stand for wheelchairs there, a lift, so you can get around the museum. Now into the motorbike section. Honestly, I've never been a bike guy, but I know plenty of people like bikes. Nothing wrong with liking bikes, just not my bag. Although it doesn't stop me appreciating a good-looking motorcycle. Oh, these the old mods. Mods and Rockers era. Again, it shows you the different eras of bikes, how they've come along as well. If you change in today's bikes and back then, big difference. This museum's got quite a funky look. It's done out to look a bit like old streets. We'll be looking down there soon, but I might as well get a bird's eye view of what it's like. See, that's where we were before. Oh, I even go underneath.
So, hi guys, we are on the upper level now of the Motor Museum in the motorcycle section, and just behind the motorcycle is the Formula One. There is only one bench up here, and it's right opposite the wheelchair accessible lift and by the motorcycle exhibition. So far, it's great if you have a chair. Brilliant. Unfortunately, I don't have a wheelchair for Beaulieu because you have to ring in advance, which I did, but it's all been reserved. We think because of the event on this weekend, there are no wheelchairs left. I am on a reserve list, but people can turn up and take these chairs at any time. So people could turn up at 2 o'clock this afternoon and get the chair. Whereas we were here at 11 and they were all four were still parked up, so they weren't being used, which is a bit of a shame, really. So my top tip is make sure you ring up. If you know exactly when you're going to come and visit, ring up and book yourself a wheelchair, because if not, it is quite a long way to walk around places. There are a few benches dotted around on the ground floor, but on this upper level, there's only one bench. And it is quite a walk from the one end to the other. So just bear that in mind, okay?
See? Looks like an old gas station, probably from the 40s. Looks like my dad's old workshop. Okay, it's a very old looking workshop. Done out like a proper old school, what do you call it, garage. Got that proper old school camper van. You can see in there properly. And there, that's how you used to call the AA. There used to be these boxes all around. Before the days of mobile phones, this is how you called the AA. go back round and have a look at some of the more racy cars. Again, I used to be a big Ford fan, still am a big Ford fan, so this is one of the most iconic cars of the Ford range, GT40. Racing Porsche. There you go, two classics of the 80s for rallying. See the Audi Quattro, which absolutely franked most things back in the day, as far as I can remember with that. And you cannot beat Ford Escort. There you are. Ford Escort RS 1800. Look at that. Another thing of beauty, that. Everybody, well, anyone who knows me, I went for a string 4 Escorts when I was in my younger days. Never got myself around to one of these, but I had many other Escorts. So guys, so far it's been quite a nice experience going around. There's lots to see. I'm not going to film everything here. Just need to have a surprise for yourself. But it's a really good day out so far. The only thing I would say is the accessibility is a little lacking in places. Still catered for, but not as good as some places would be.
According to the Beaulieu access statement, the monorail involves a complex evacuation procedure, which means it's only accessible to visitors who are able to climb the stairs. This meant that actually I couldn't manage that because I have limited mobility. I could not use the monorail to get to the second station, which is up by the Palace House. This meant that half of the park was therefore not accessible for me because I couldn't manage it. There was no wheelchairs, which were still sitting in reception, and the other option of riding the veteran bus, as you will see later, was not an option neither. According to Beaulieu, if visitors are unable to access the monorail, there is a short DVD of the ride with commentary. I don't need a commentary of the ride. I need to be able to get from the National Museum to the rest of the park. This really needs looking at and isn't at all accessible. What a shame.
So obviously anyone who used to watch Top Gear, especially in the Clarkson areas, these are pretty much all their contraptions that they've built over the years. Here are the amphibious cars. Oh, and that's the one that Freddie Flintoff crashed.
This is the veteran bus. According to Beaulieu, this is accessible as it has handrails and steps. Wheelchairs can be taken on if they fold down. I tried the veteran bus as a means of getting around the park. I couldn't even get my leg up that high. There was no chance. So therefore, I can't go on the veteran bus. I can't go on the monorail. How is somebody with limited mobility supposed to access this attraction? It was such a letdown. At this point, the only place I had visited was the National Museum, and most of the exhibits I couldn't even see because I had to sit on a bench for the majority of the time we're in there because I could not manage this. I have only seen the Top Gear and the on-screen cars from footage that Trev filmed. I actually didn't make it into any of these venues. Beaulieu, this is just not acceptable. You need to have a method of transport that is accessible, that wheelchairs can be easily taken on to allow people to access your full park. In this day and age, this needs to be a priority. It really does.
Probably one of the most iconic cars now with Harry Potter. The James Bond Jaguar.
Hi guys, we've just got back in the car. Me personally, I'm an able-bodied person, and I don't think that was great for like anyone with mobility issues or disability, because it's too far out. There's not a lot of benches, especially I just did a bit there, but as you go into the entrance to queue, you have to queue with everyone else. There's no assisted, and also there's no benches in there, not one seat. And for someone who struggles with mobility issues, that's not good enough. You need at least a bench in there. I'm sorry, but Beaulieu Car Museum, you've got some fantastic exhibits, but it's not good. I'm not impressed. And now I'm going to ask Mrs. Wilkinson, how do you feel about it?
Ooh, excuse the red face, guys. I'm a little bit tired. I have to say, from the National Museum itself, the walk up to reception is on a slight incline, and there's not one bench the entire way. So for me, I had nowhere to rest, absolutely nowhere. So there needs to be a bench along that path at least. You walk into reception, we're leaving now and it's gone 1 o'clock. There's still 2 mobility scooters sitting there. Beaulieu, get a time limit on them. So people need to book them out for the time they're arriving. So if you're arriving at 10 o'clock, you have an hour up to 11 o'clock to be there. And if not, they're loaned out to other people. It's ridiculous. We've been in around the museum itself. I couldn't manage the on-screen cars or Top Gear. I had to sit on a bench outside. I was absolutely done by that point. So I haven't seen any of that. I'm going to see it when I watch the vlog. And we walk back through reception, there's 2 mobility scooters there. Well, that's actually, I could have used that, been around, seen the bits I seen the bits we could see and took them back. And they're just sitting there, not being used. You need to have a smoother system. It's silly that people with mobility needs are struggling around the site and they're just sitting in reception. Beaulieu, you need to have a time system. I really do think that. The museums itself, the main museum, there was lots of seating. It was just on the upper floor, there was only one bench. So as I said, literally opposite where the accessible lift is to go down to the ground floor. On the ground floor, I was done at that point. I couldn't walk around, so I haven't seen any of it. I just sat on the bench. Trev walked around. I'm going to watch it when this vlog comes out. So in comparison to yesterday, where we had the most accessible visit ever, it really highlights it's not geared up for people. There needs to be an accessible vehicle that takes people down to the other end, because we've only seen the museum. That was it. There's all the house, the gardens, there's everything there. The World War II exhibition, we haven't seen any of it because I can't access it. Trev could, but I can't. Yesterday I saw everything. That's, to me, in comparison, I feel let down.
That's not good enough.
After our disappointing visit to Beaulieu, we decided to head off towards the New Forest and explore. We even visited the seaside town of Lymington. It was stunning and really made up for such a disappointing visit. Wow. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If there's anywhere you would like us to visit, leave us a comment below. If not, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. It's free. You know what I'm going to say. See you next week, guys. Keep on wondering.